Welcome to Yeukai Business Show, UK's premier business show where we feature business thought leaders, high achievers, and industry experts. Today's episode is brought to you by World Outsourcing Solutions Limited, a company that specializes in helping executive business owners with virtual assistant services and business growth systems. Here's your host, Yeukai Kechidori.
Hi guys, welcome back to another special episode. Today I'm joined on the show by Todd Bryant. Now, Todd is a founding partner and a certified financial planner. He has been helping business owners for the last 13 years when it comes to financial planning. And Todd, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, Kai. I really appreciate you having me on.
Incredible. Now, if you are looking at what is going on right now in the world, there is a lot of uncertainty. Is this recession? What is happening right now? What can you do? Now, for those reasons, we've invited Todd to come and help us prepare for what is about to happen or what is already happening to some people. And if you're a business owner who wants to be well informed, this is the podcast for you to listen to. Take notes and apply what you're going to learn today because it could be the thing that would change your business. Now, for those who are yet to come across your work, tell us a little bit about yourself, some of the achievements you've had over the last 13 years.
Certainly. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in Orlando, Florida, and born and raised in Florida. Been here most of my life. Married to my wife, Lindsay. We've got 2 children, a 3-year-old daughter and 1-year-old son.
Beautiful.
So thank you. Like a lot of people, we are balancing currently staying at home and working from home and being sure we're taking good care of ourselves and our children as well. But over the years, about 6 years ago, 7 years into my career, started Signature Wealth Advisors. Myself and 4 of my colleagues from my old firm decided to branch out and take a leap of faith and do our own thing and create our company. And it's about actually a couple weeks from now will be our 6-year anniversary since we went and did that. At the time, there was 5 of us, and now I think we're up to about 18 people, including staff and some other advisors and things.
Awesome. And how have you found managing the staff remotely and balancing family?
It's been a challenge. In March, when this all started kind of to happen for us, I remember my assistant came to me and she said, people around the office are saying we might need to work from home. And I just said, no way, that's not going to work. I've got 2 little kids that are going to be banging on my door all day long. It's not going to be able to happen. And fortunately, it's worked out a lot better than I would have thought. We work with a lot of retirees, and a lot of the retirees that we work with are not too technologically advanced. So before, they would not want to get on a Zoom call or be able to do a DocuSign document or those types of things. And we found through this, because they've been doing Zoom calls with their family members and FaceTimes and those types of things, they've actually been a lot more receptive to be able to do video conferences and those things. So I have enjoyed not having a commute most days, not having to wear that nice of a suit or anything like that in the blazing Florida summer heat. And it's worked out better than I would have thought. It's not ideal. It is challenging, but it's worked out okay.
Indeed, it's amazing how people adjust and adapt to what is happening. It truly is amazing. Even in my own business, I thought, gosh, people adjusted far better than I initially thought, which is incredible.
Yeah, I've been strategically using my beautiful children as well. So during the times of March and April when the market was down pretty significantly, I would strategically have my children on the video call with me and say, oh, look at the cute kids. Look at the stock market. Just look at these beautiful children. So I told one client that, and they said if they ever get on the Zoom call with me and my kids are on there, they're immediately going to get off the Zoom call because they don't want to talk about it.
That's incredible. Well, Todd, let's help business owners in our audience who are really looking for a financial roadmap during this time. Now, I know you've helped people a lot, and one of the questions that we were talking about earlier on before we jumped on the call is there anything that you find business owners seem to be worried about when it comes to their finances. Well, maybe misconception around their, the whole thing about finances heading into somewhat recession or difficult time.
Yeah, like you said, I started 13 years ago, and so I started in 2007. My first full year in the business was 2008, and we all know what happened in 2008.
Yes.
So there were a lot of very similarities between now and then, and a lot of struggles with businesses. And being in Orlando, we are a very tourism and hospitality driven place. People, generally speaking, come to Orlando to go to the theme parks, or they go to the convention center. And I have a lot of clients that are in that tourism and hospitality space. So I think that the biggest challenge is really just the uncertainty.
Yes.
Now, in any type of economic downturn or recession, there is going to be uncertainty. And one of the things I talk to my clients about early on is not knowing what's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but we need to have a plan, and we need to have things in place to make sure that they're able to weather those storms. And one of the easiest, whether it's a business owner or whether it's just an individual looking at their own personal finances, they need to have cash. They need to have money in the bank. They need to be able to, have 6 to 12 months of their money in savings, because things like this are going to happen. We didn't know what extent they're going to happen like currently, but you do want to be able to be prepared for those things. So having a good long-term financial plan to also be able to overcome some of the short-term issues that arise.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, for those who are sort of really panicking at this stage, saying, okay, I don't have that long-term planning, what's perhaps your suggestion to them, to help them get ahead?
So one area where people have been able to find some relief is just making sure that they are operating as lean as possible. And I work primarily with business owners. So I talk to a lot of business owners, especially throughout this period of time. And I think they are finding ways in which they can be, saving money in certain areas. So it's looking at their overall balance of the budget that they have, and where all their money's going and what they're spending on. There's always going to be opportunities where they can review those things. And a lot of times, when you see people that are out there making millions and millions, they're also usually spending millions and millions. So it's a good time for people to take that extra time that they're probably saving by not commuting into the office every day and reallocate that time towards really deep down dive into their finances and be able to look at that. So I'm helping a lot of them with looking at what do their finances look like right now from the personal side, but also the business as well. One thing that I feel is extremely important during this time is it's going to be very challenging to be finding new potential clients, new prospects.
Yeah.
But you really have to be paying a lot of attention to your existing clients and not forgetting about them, because a lot of people are thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? How am I going to get new business? And they're forgetting about the business that they already have. So
That's right.
We've implemented certain things like virtual client appreciation events, doing more webinars to be able to help educate and help explain people a little bit about what's going on in the markets, and being able to utilize those types of strategies to make sure that our clients know that that they're not forgotten about, that we are here for them and they're taken care of. And I think any business really needs to be able to focus on their existing book of business and their existing clients, and make sure first and foremost that they are okay during this period of time.
Absolutely. It's interesting how, when you discover that it's easier to make more money from your existing businesses than to actually go get new businesses.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, for anyone who is finding themselves in a real financial difficulties. I know at this stage you probably won't be able to go into the specifics that to do this, because individual circumstances are different. But if you were to advise in general what business owners can do right now to ensure that they don't go under financially. Would you have anything to share with our audience on that?
Yeah, hopefully at this point they have taken advantage of any of the government funds that have become available. So through the CARES Act, there's a PPP program here in the U.S., and through the SBA, there's different resources. I know also county by county, there's different resources as well. So hopefully at this point they've taken advantage of some of those things. I know that there are, the thing that they definitely don't want to have to do is lay off their employees. But I do know a number that that have been furloughed or have a reduction in benefits and those types of things.
Yes. Just to add on that one, Todd, if you are listening and you are in the UK, certainly there is a lot of grants that have been released and made available for business owners. Just check with us. In fact, if you send us an email, we've got a list of the grants that have been made available by the government, and we'll be able to make that available to you as well. Okay, over to you.
Yeah, and I think, hopefully at this stage of where they are in their business, that they have an opportunity. They have a team of people around them. So they have a financial planner, they have a CPA, they have an attorney that they work with, and being able to utilize and leverage those resources as well is extremely important, to know what all is out there and what all is available to them. I've had several clients who, as an example, didn't realize that this year an individual can take $100,000 out of their IRA, and they have 3 years to be able to pay that money back into the IRA if they want. Normally in an IRA, individual retirement account, if you take the money out, there's a 60-day rollover rule where you can put it back in within 60 days, not pay taxes. But now it's extended, so they actually have 3 years to be able to take that money and put it back in there. Now they would have to pay some taxes along the way, but they'd be reimbursed that money. So that's one strategy that people aren't fully aware of, and I've had a number of clients that have taken advantage of that, and that can help sustain some other of their business ventures and different things as well.
I love what you said there, man, because if you don't take advantage, or if you don't use the existing team around you, you certainly will miss out. So I love that. Just use the team you have, the accountants and CPAs. They will guide you, and you don't want to be misinformed. Certainly, again, it all goes in every aspect of your business. If you've got coaches or mentors, make use of them. If you haven't already started investing in them, this is the best time to start investing in having someone like that. For example, if you're in the US, you can reach out to you, Todd, can't you?
Certainly.
Yes. Yeah.
As far as the mentors go, one thing I would add to that is I've been utilizing this time. I mean, I survived 2008, but it was very early on in my business. I was not married, did not have any kids, did not have any overhead expenses. So I was able to skate through that first full year of 2008 because of having minimal expenses and having a long-term vision and desire to help people financially.
Yes.
But a lot of the business owners out there don't have that luxury. They're not at that stage like I was. So I would say, reach out to their mentors as much as possible. I have mentors of mine that have been in the business for 30 plus years, so they've seen a lot and they've done a lot that can help me. But I've also been able to reach out to a lot of peers during this time from all over the country and be able to pick their brains about what they're doing and what they're seeing. So I actually have 3 other groups I've become a part of during this past 5 months, in which we have formed what we call study groups, and we're able to meet on a monthly or quarterly basis and share ideas. And using video technology to be able to do that, we can be able to share and give new ideas, fresh ideas, or help motivate or inspire the rest of us to thrive and make it through. So it certainly has had its challenges for all of us, me included, but having some of those support groups, if you will, has been a big benefit to me.
Absolutely. We run masterminds here, for business owners, from different sectors. We've got some accounting like yourself, some, coaches, even in manufacturing business owners. And when we come together like that, it's amazing how you there's a synergy that comes together, and you can learn something that is working in that industry and adopt it into your own industry. And it's incredible. And for those who haven't joined the mastermind, it's still open. You can reach out and be included in that as well. Yes, Todd.
Excellent. Yeah, those types of things are very beneficial to me, and with everything available virtually, it does make it a good benefit to be able to keep in touch that way.
Yes. One of the things, Todd, that you talk about is simplifying the complexities of finances for business owners. What do you mean by this?
So the business owner is on top of their business. They're going to have all types of other things going on personally, financially, and then this business on top of it. And a lot of the business owners that I work with, their businesses are 24/7, and the hours and the day that they're spending is not going to be able to give them enough hours to do the other things that they enjoy doing as well. So when we formed our company 6 years ago, we wanted to figure out a way in which we could help to simplify those complexities. And we can't simplify every area in life.
Yes.
From a financial standpoint, we could do that. And a lot of what we deal with when it comes to financial planning and wealth management and people's taxes and estate planning and all those different areas are extremely complex. They're extremely confusing. The rules seem to change all the time, and it's hard for them to be able to keep up with it. So my goal is that people don't really need to learn everything. They don't need to, take more time out of their busy day to try to find articles online, which may or may not be accurate or
outdated.
They can then go to someone who can just give it to them in simple terms that they can understand. One thing I've been using a lot of during this period of time is the whiteboard feature. So when I'm using a Zoom call, instead of having a piece of paper in front of them like I normally would have in a pad,
yes,
I just be able to simplify these complex strategies just by using the whiteboard and writing on the screen and showing them things. And my goal is one of my favorite things I heard from a client. He was with another advisor for 15 years, at least, maybe 20 years. And he said in one meeting with me, 1 hour long, he learned more and he understood more than he did in 15 years of working with that other advisor.
Wow.
And that's one of the goals that I have when I'm meeting with clients is to help them make good decisions, but then also understand the benefit of those decisions in the short term and the long term.
Incredible. If this is appropriate, would you share with us maybe 2 or 3 areas that you help business owners simplify their business? So maybe they could think, well, during this downturn, I can start simplifying this and this and this.
Yeah, one thing that we always look at during this period of time is like their group benefits that they have. So depending on how many employees that they have, they're going to have a 401k program or some sort of retirement program. Chances are that they have no idea what they're paying in fees for that. They're paying all these fees for different things, and they probably don't have a good understanding of that. They also probably have benefits with all of these different benefit provider companies like health insurance and disability and life insurance. We help to just to simplify, explain to them what they have, and then also to see if what they have is the best that's available to them. If they're not actively shopping these things out every year or 2 years, the marketplace changes pretty drastically. So it's good to make sure that they are actively doing their role there. So if it's the owner of the company or if it's their HR person or their CFO or whoever, it's good to do that. We utilize a technology called eMoney with our clients. And through this software, and there's a lot of different softwares out there that's like this, they're able to look at all of their assets in one place on one website, and it updates it on a daily basis. So whether they have accounts with me or with their bank or another financial institution, it could be their mortgages, their credit cards, their savings accounts. It all feeds into one spot, and they can pull it up from their phone or from their computer and just be able to see it all right there. Awesome. And that's been hugely beneficial to people because they have 20 different accounts and 20 different passwords, and it's always hard to figure out what's going where and everything. And a lot of them also have, they'll have old 401k plans from old companies that they worked at before. And I talk to people all the time that have this, and they don't know what's going on with those accounts. Nobody's watching that money. They don't really have the time or the desire to look at it themselves. And it's really easy to be able to simplify those finances and keep it all in one spot where at least they know what's going on and they can have somebody with a second set of eyes watching it.
Absolutely. I can see how valuable this is, because if you know exactly where you are, you can make very good, decisive decision as to what you need to do next, because you've got all the data in front of you rather than to keep going from one thing to another, trying to ascertain where you stand. That is incredible. And is this something they can access through the services that you provide, or there's a particular website you can send them to?
Yes, part of the thing that we do with our clients, and it's usually very similar with other businesses as well, but we have an in-depth meeting with them, an in-depth fact finder meeting where we get to know the client very well and get all of their information. And assuming they want to move forward with the process, we'll then plug it into this software and show them how they're able to utilize that and align it with what their long-term goals are. And then, from there, may or may not have recommendations for them. If the recommendations involve working with us, then we'll explain how that would work. And hopefully it does, and then we can have a long-term great relationship from there. And that's where they have access to our software and our programs and things through that.
Awesome. And where can they connect with you?
One of the best places to reach me is through my LinkedIn. So if it's LinkedIn.com/Todd A. Bryant is the best place to find me. Our company's website is signaturewa.com, and they can also find me through there as well.
Awesome. Great information there. Todd, one of the things we love doing here is to talk to you as a business owner so you can inspire other business owners. How do you keep yourself motivated?
That is a great question, because it has been a challenge when you're used to wearing a suit and feeling really important and all these people shaking your hand and everything, to just going and being in one of the bedrooms of your home for the past 5 months wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants. It is a much bigger difference.
Yes.
To stay motivated, for me over the years, kind of like we talked about for the businesses, it's important to have a vision. And for me, I've always had a 5-year vision. And when I write that 5-year vision, it's a statement that I have. It's usually 2 to 3 pages long, and it's exactly what life looks like 5 years from now, and what my business looks like, what my personal finances look like, what my family looks like, and everything. When there's a good day or a bad day or an ugly day, I go back to that vision and I take a look at that and I read through that again. Yes. And throughout all of the trials and tribulations of a 13-year career in a very difficult industry, I've gone back to those vision statements that I've had. And it's also fun, checking things off along the way as I've gone, because I will have certain pretty large goals for myself and for the business. And what do you know? If you keep looking at it every single day, eventually you might get lucky and it actually happens. So like being on an international podcast, that would be something on the vision that I thought maybe one day, if I'm crazy enough, I could do it. And here we are today.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. And what is your morning routine? Maybe a typical day for you. Would you share with our audience?
Sure, definitely. Is that during pandemic times, or is that during normal?
Both. We want to know what is working for you right now. For those who are suddenly finding it difficult during the pandemic. But, both would be great.
Yeah, so I generally like to get in the office before everybody else. And that means usually around 6:30 to 6:45 during normal times in the office. And then my assistant is also usually one of the first ones in. So we like to get our day started way before anyone else. When I have a commute, it's 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm generally listening to business podcasts like yours to be able to enhance my knowledge and learn about what's going on in the world. I also listen to a lot of other financial advisors podcasts and
Awesome.
learn from them as well. So I'm focusing a lot of my time on education and continuing personal and professional growth. From there, generally, I'm going to have 4 or 5 meetings with clients throughout the day, and it would be either in my office, over virtual, over the phone, or at their office or home. So I'm kind of out and about during that period of time as well. But these days, because it is mostly working from home, then I've currently joined a advisor coaching program where they send out a video every single morning. So
Awesome.
I start my morning off with that and getting some advice and some feedback and things there. And I'm also, one thing that I do is I look at the birthdays that I have, both my client list and LinkedIn, and I'm start by wishing people happy birthday just early in the morning. I'm not calling them at this point, but at that point, maybe it's a text or an email, a voice message through LinkedIn has also been effective for me as well. And just wishing them a happy birthday, and then I just jump into the day from there.
Awesome. I love how you start by looking after your customers in a very special way, unexpected to them. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. You've been in business for the last 13 years. Most people just get in there within 5 years, they leave. What has kept you on the path other than I want to look after my family, have got great vision, but what really has kept you going?
That's a great question. I would say when I first got into the business, I was an intern 15 years ago. And the first thing I saw about the business was the guys that I was working for, the cars that they drove and the houses they lived in. And I saw a lot of the financial aspect of what the career could be. So at the time I was 20 years old. And as a 20-year-old, those things seemed pretty cool to me. But it was at another internship that I had after I got licensed. At the time I was only licensed for life insurance at that point in time.
Right.
And there was somebody who I knew. I'd met with him several times, and he had 2 children. And I got a phone call one day out of the blue from his father, and he was about maybe early 40s. So his father called me, and he said, "Hi, is this Todd Bryant?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'm so and so's father." And I just wanted to see, does he have any accounts with you? Does he have anything set up with you? I see a lot of paperwork sitting on his desk here, and I saw your business card. I said, "Well, no, we talked about a lot of different things, but we never did it." And I said, "Why, is everything okay?" And he said, "No, unfortunately, he passed away. And we're hoping that he has some life insurance and some, other type of accounts set up." And unfortunately, he didn't. He literally passed away with the life insurance application sitting on his desk that he had not signed. And as soon as I got that phone call, I realized the potential impact that I could have made on his children, who now are without their father, which is already terrible enough. But then now he doesn't have anything to leave behind for him from a financial standpoint. And I thought about the potential impact that I could have had. Maybe if I would have just, called him one more time, or just maybe pressed him a little bit more and said, "Hey, sign the form. Because literally, it's him signing the form would have been a difference of a huge difference for his children. So at that time, I realized, and I was still young, I was 21 or 22 at this point, but I realized that's an impact I could make in helping people make smart decisions. And that's what really drove me to have a real passion for helping people financially, and realizing that's what it's about. It's not about cars or money or any other fancy things you could buy. It was really about having a passion towards helping people. And I think that's where I've been able to have a lot of success in the business, where, like you said, the wide majority of people don't make it 5 years. And for me, that really terrible, tragic experience that I had early on as an intern pushed me to continue to call people and to get out there and try to get clients that way and help them out.
Wow, incredible, absolutely incredible story. And we are grateful that you keep going, and helping people. And like today, you're out here helping business owners. We truly appreciate that. And once again, where can people find you if they want to learn more or even work with you?
Yeah, definitely. LinkedIn/n/Todd A. Bryant, or my website for my firm, signaturewa.com.
Awesome. There you have it, guys. I hope you took a lot of notes so that you can apply it in your business today. Now, if you still haven't joined our mastermind group, I encourage you to do so that you can join our community of forward-thinking business owners in our community. And if you've got any questions, head over to our LinkedIn group, or if you want special guests that you want us to interview on the show, head over to our LinkedIn group and make the suggestion. With that said, have a great day, and I look forward to spending another quality time with you very soon. And take care.
Thank you for listening to Yeukai Business Show. We will be back to bring you more episodes with success stories and advice straight from the experts. Want more? Check out www.yeukai.businessshow.com. Get your free trial of our virtual assistant service today. Just visit www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. Quote WOS18 or send us an email at support@worldoutsourcingsolutions.com.